Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, March 18th, 2019. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Stakeholders in disaster management today, Monday, March 18th, received an official presentation by representatives of U.S. Southern Command Southcom Humanitarian Assistance Program with regards to equipment which will be donated to Nevis's Emergency Operations Center by the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, and the OECS. Brian Dyer is the director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department.
We started this project way back in 2016 when I submitted a proposal to Ms. Janice Linton of the U.S. Embassy. As the EOC was constructed by U.S. Southcom back in 2013, but there was no furniture for the facility. So after petitioning the local government and based on financial constraints, we were able to purchase very minimal equipment. So it was advised, after speaking with Ms. Linton, that we should submit a proposal to have the U.S. Embassy again come forward and donate some equipment. So a proposal was put together and sent to Ms. Linton. It took a while as the various processes. The first step was to get approval from the U.S. Embassy in Barbados. Then the second stage was to get approval from the Southcom office in Miami, and then final approval came from the Washington office. So we received that information last July, that the final approval was granted. So we have made some strides over the years, so I'm happy.
Prior to the presentation, remarks were also made by Janice Linton of the U.S. Embassy.
This, as Mr. Dyer said, has been a project that is ongoing, and the U.S. government is very happy to be able to continue to be a part and to partner with your government in terms of your capacity, raising your capacity awareness in disaster management. And we look forward to a very progressive project completion for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Minister responsible for disaster management, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, thanked the U.S. Southcom and the U.S. Embassy on behalf of the Nevis Island Administration and the federal government.
There has been a long-standing relationship with respect to our interaction with the United States. This is one of those areas, and I want to say thank you because this has certainly given us the platform to build on and to ensure that we're building our resilience in preparation for any natural or man-made disaster that we'll have to confront at some point in the future. Many times we say we don't know when that opportunity would come to execute or to do the things that we've been taught or utilize the equipment and resources that have been given to us. So we are saying that this is our way of preparing, and you're assisting us in that regard, and we thank you for that. I will close by saying that resources are tight and scarce, and any effort that is made to assist us in these Caribbean islands, and most of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, we have to be eternally grateful for that. No matter how small or large it is, we are very thankful for any resources that are provided to us, because the taxpayers in the United States would have to fund these equipment or these resources that we'll be receiving. And I would also say the partnership that we have, we want to continue to build on it and to ensure that the people of Nevis and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, that is, are the beneficiary of all of the effort that we're putting in today, before today as well, and the future to come. So I want to thank you for coming, and thanks for all that you'll be providing us with.
Those present included Permanent Secretary Huey Sargent, Assistant Permanent Secretary Russell Jeffers, as well as National Disaster Coordinator Abdias Samuels, and other representatives of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. On the most recent edition of Government at Work, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin Dorr, gave a progress report on the construction of the Nevis Island Administration's Treasury Building in Charlestown. According to Dorr, work is progressing smoothly.
We are substantially nearing the end of this project. We are hoping that by mid-year we'll be at a stage where we can now start to think about reoccupying that building. Based on what the contractor has given us, we expect that somewhere around about summer, we can start the process of the department that which have moved out because of the fire to start moving back into the building. Because at this stage we are substantially nearing the end. Work is now just being done on the finishes, which we think will take 2 or 3 months, but we believe that by that time we should be in a position to start the process of moving back to the building.
The original Treasury building was gutted by fire in 2014 and work to restore it commenced in 2017.
The work on the exterior of the building is nearing completion. All the stonework on the bottom of the building is completed. The wooden clad on the outer portion of the building is also completed. And work is moving at a pace on the inside to install the drop ceilings, air conditioning units, and also completing all the electricals. The next phase of it would be the tiling and the plumbing, along with the painting. As a matter of fact, on some of the floors, painting has already started, and also tiling has started right on the very top floor of that building. I'm told that in a couple of days we should have the contractor who is installing the elevator to be an island, as we seek to now move towards those finishing touches in terms of getting the building ready.
On completion, the building will once again house the Inland Revenue, Treasury and Information Technology departments.
As it is now, we really spread out the department for convenience because we couldn't find any single spot which could have hosted everybody. And so we feel that by bringing them back together, we can really benefit from some savings in rent and also some saving in some of the administrative procedures which had to be duplicated because half the staff was in town and half was at Vallemark. So we intend to move everybody back in, and we have made provision for everyone to fit back into those spaces. There's provision for generator, the internal security cameras, access security on all the doors, and so it's really a modern building. All the features you'll find in a modern building has been incorporated in this building. And of course, it'll be equipped with a generator, so in the event of power outage, transactions still continue with the public.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin Doe, appearing as the guest on the March 14th edition of Government at Work with host Keith Scarborough. Still to come,
the winner in St. Kitts will get a round-trip ticket to Guadeloupe, and the winner from Nevis will get a round-trip ticket to Martinique.
We'll give you the details after this break.
The Ministry and Department of Agriculture presents Open Day 2019. It's Silver Jubilee, 25 years of feeding the nation, on March 28th and the 29th, 9 a.m. daily. Venue, the E.T. Willett Park. Under the theme, Think Climate Smart, Food and Nutrition Security and Sustainability.
Welcome back. Alliance Française of St. Kitts and Nevis will be hosting the second edition of its French singing competition on May 3rd in Nevis and May 4th in St. Kitts. At a press conference on Thursday, March 14th, Linda Hadday-Williams, Public Relations Officer of Alliance Française of St. Kitts and Nevis, went into depth about the competition.
This year's competition is going to be a little different from the one last year, in the sense that we're going to have two finals, one here in Nevis and then the other in St. Kitts. So for the registration fees for the participants is $10 EC to register for the competition. This year, the winner in St. Kitts will get a round-trip ticket to Guadeloupe, and the winner from Nevis will get a ticket to Martinique, round-trip ticket to Martinique. And they will be staying with a hosting family, so that experience is going to be a lot different than the one that last year's winner gets. So last year was more like being a tourist in Paris, but this year they will actually get to live with a hosting family in those countries. And of course there will be other prizes.
Alliance Française is an international organization which aims to promote French language and culture around the world. Isabel Byron is the Vice President of Alliance Française of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I would just like to encourage the schools in Nevis to participate in this event. I hope that students both in Nevis and St. Kitts and those who tried last year and want to try again, many of them had wonderful voices, and I think they deserve a chance to participate. And again, I know there's only one big prize, but it's still a good experience. Everybody cannot win, but I think being part of it and being part of the workshops will open up all sorts of opportunities in the future to maybe travel to French territories and so on.
The deadline for registration for the competition is March 29th. Applications must be submitted from April 1st to 5th. Admission for the concert is $25 for adults, $20 for secondary school students, and $15 for primary school students. For more information, call the organization's office in Bastia, St. Kitts at 465-9415. The Nevis Island Administration's Ministry of Human Resources is informing that the New Zealand government is offering 20 scholarships to Caribbean citizens to pursue degree programs starting in February 2020. The priority areas of study are climate change and the environment, food security and agriculture, renewable energy, and disaster risk management. For more information on courses, choice of universities, eligibility, and the application process, visit the website of New Zealand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, www.mfat.govt.nz. The deadline for applying is noon on March 28, 2019. For further guidance, contact Nicole Duncan via email at nduncan@oas.org. Directorate Management and the staff of the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis recently bid farewell to 2 long-serving members of staff who retired after a combined total of 66 years of dedicated service. A farewell party was held at the bank's premises in Bastia, St. Kitts for Marion Brown, who had joined the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis in July 1984 as an accounts clerk. She retired as the institution's Chief Compliance Officer. This was a follow-up to an end-of-year staff dinner at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort, where the Directorate, Management, and the staff of the bank officially bade farewell to Marion Brown and Veronica Arthurton, a dedicated staff member at the Nevis branch office who had joined the institution in 1986. Present at the staff dinner was the chairman of the board of directors, Warren Thompson, who together with the bank's CEO, Lenworth Harris, presented the 2 retiring employees with tokens of appreciation. Expressing her profound appreciation at the farewell party that was organized by the bank's Human Resource Department, Ms. Brown reminded the staff that the bank is a serving institution, and without persons coming through the door, they have nothing to live on. Veronica Arthurton, in her farewell speech at a staff gathering at the Nevis branch office, promised to continue to encourage people to come to the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis to take loans to build a house, buy a car, start a business, or even for further education. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.